Once again, I've missed you so much. But then I mean, yeah, that even resting becomes a bit hard. Eh? So, in the previous weeks, we had a very amazing session about harmony, okutabagana, obumu, okutegeeragana, munkolaganazo n'abantu abalala, munkolaganazo naawe, munkolaganazo n'abaagala naabo, ne munkolaganayo ne Katonda. So, we had a number of sessions. We introduced harmony as a topic on its own. By the way, it's one of the most important. If there is anything else you can miss in love, don't miss harmony. In fact, research has had it. Many relationships, many marriages, many friendships, many business associations, even visions, harmony. So harmony is just beyond love, and it is emotional. Kati abanda bira mu face ya love yoka, it's not right. When I talk about emotions, feelings, it is beyond love. As in love between man and a woman, relationships with other people, relationship with yourself, you're not being emotional. And how to apply all the things I do tell you. So harmony, to about understanding the law of harmony in love. When there is lack of harmony, don't continue. Stop there. If we have a business partnership, we need to talk. Harmony, without it, we lose more. We lose more resources, we lose more time, we lose more happiness, we lose everything if there is not that harmonious kind of dealing with other people and ourselves. We looked at the 3 ingredients. I think that was the last part we covered. The 3 ingredients for harmonious relationship or harmonic relationships. Ingredients says a was it an ingredient manga? You have to mix all of them in one pan to make a perfect marriage, a perfect love, a perfect business association, a perfect friendship. Without them, you can hardly find harmony in your dealings with other people. So the 3 ingredients twazogerako era bwe gwali omulama gwe nasemberako nga tugenda ku expectations. Obuteerabira, today is 22nd of October. Time can really run. The year has ended. Omwaka guweddeko. Kati ddayo okole stop mu relationship, mu business, mu buli kyokola ogambe, where have I reached in 2021? Am I moving forward or stagnant? Okay? So today, 22nd of October 2021, we are going to look at expectations. Okusubirira mu bantu, okusubirira mu nkolagana n'abantu. Nali nsubira kundi alibeera bwati, nali nsubira alinkolera kino, nali nsubira mayete bivuddeyo nga bwe mbadde nsubira. Kale mpulira and disappointing expectations. In love, in business, kati wemba njogera wano gw'olina okukifunawo okiteeka nokaka kino, ngenda kiteekamu business, ngenda kiteekamu association, ngenda kiteekamu family, ngenda kiteekamu spouse. Okijjamu n'oki-applying in your personal life. Okay? Turkish Sport Corner, sijja kwerabira, mwambazi. Nabagamba wembalaga wansi awo. Kansirike busirisi. So Turkish Sport Corner, ladies' suits, handbags, shoes, anything which makes a lady feel good and beautiful. That's what we do at Turkey. Quality designer perfumes, quality watches, quality beddings. Those are the things that I make sure that all my clients are ticked. Why? When you understand the touch of quality, I'm harmonious. bw'olaba ng'ebintu by'olina si bya quality, ojja kuwulira nga naawe it's about the feeling. So sijja kugamba nti onaawulira otya gwajja okuwulira. So we have a lot of quality things. Please support us. We do a lot of things, and those are among things you can get from Turkey Sports Corner. So previously, we looked at harmony with other people. We said love requires self-esteem. Okwagala omuntu omulala. Kyetaaga ng'olina self-esteem ate ng'oli independent. Ate ng'oli interdependent. Ebyo twabibasomesa. Nti tosobola kolagana muntu na you cannot relate with that until when you are interdependent. Ekigambo interdependent kitegeeza ndeeta kino nawe oleeta kino buli omu yeetaaga munne. Naye ate si kudependingako tondependingako. There is some striking a balance in between that makes the couple, the relationship, harmonious. If you depend on another person for your happiness, you are putting up unrealistic expectations, which are very dangerous. And that is what disappoints many people in love. Ogenda okuyingira oyina ebirowoozo byowamu ku byozimbye, naye agenda okuyingira ayina ebyazimbye wano. Ne muyingira obufumbo ayina byazimbye oyina byozimbye, naye nga mu byonna most of the time bibeera unrealistic. So today we are going to look at what are the realistic expectations, the reasonable ones, which must be there to make a relationship healthy, to make love healthy, to make a couple healthy. But there are also those dangerous expectations. Disappointing. So we shall look at which one. There are so many, that's why I'm going to break them into two shows. The unrealistic, dangerous expectations, and the reasonable expectation. Or checking where one lacks. And when you understand the things, and I'm sure you already know them, there's nothing new. You make your judgment call. It is work. Love is work. So if you missed this session, we say true love is a relationship between two individuals who are very mature. And each one of them is healthy. By in a harmony, we are in a harmony, now we're in a harmony, that is a healthy relationship. If you're not kukolagana and you want to kukolagana with other people, you're confusing them and yourself. This is reality. So when you are unhealthy, which means and you're looking everything from other people to give them to you, you'll be what? Disappointed. So if you missed our previous session, we learned how to live in harmony with other people. That was the main point. Others, including bosses, co-workers, neighbors, colleagues, but most important, your love partner. How can you live in harmony with them? If you missed. We learned that you need to have harmony with yourself before you harmonize yourself with another person. Self-harmony or harmony with self is the beginning of harmony with others. If you don't have harmony with you, you can't get it from other people. Okay? That one we learned, and I presume everyone here understood. In case you missed, we looked at the three ingredients, which are respect, reciprocity, balancing the relationship. Brings that feeling of being used, manipulated. Everything must be reciprocated in a relationship. And then we talked about real communication. Real communication, communication has three parts. We have superficial communication, superficial, general things. We can talk about politics, we can talk about sports, we can talk about maybe fashion, we can talk about relationship. We have logistical. Logistical means minimum expenses, minimum budgeting. School fees abana, tunagenda wa holiday for Christmas, for Eid, tunagenda wa for vacation, that is logistical. Minimum expense. Expense. So when you understand that communication, you must understand what kind of communication are you having with your partner. We try to get logistics. There is no emotions. Chitegeza. Byakusasula. Biruzi, mere, masanyalaze, yaka, mazi, those are all communication. It is communication, but it is not emotional and intimate. Then lastly, we said we have intimate communication. Communication between two love partners, and each one of you are communicating. So, until when the communication gets intimate, emotional, you cannot build that rapport with your spouse, with your loved one. So, whenever you say simulida, tampulida, nampulida, standimo, emotional connection. The emotional connection has been disconnected. You can talk about superficial, logistics, intimate. You can talk about school fees, funeral rights, but there is no intimacy in that. So we concluded that if you want real communication in a relationship, which is love, it has to be basically emotional. And with emotional communication, we talked about how it's conducted. So if you missed the show, please visit the Ladies Guide Mariam Nabuja on the channel. Watch it, share it, because sharing is caring. And in case it's your very first time on our Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, please follow and subscribe. Every Friday at 5 p.m., we are always here to give you all these amazing sessions. Don't miss out. Invite a friend and keep learning. Keep learning. No, you may miss something. You're sharing. Come back and watch. Nabagamba Ladies Guide Critical Solutions. It's a place for solutions. How, when, what, how, why, who, where. We answer them here. Okay? When I handle a topic, I give you the full amount of it. Decisions. Okay? Mariam Nabuja is my name. In case it's your very first time to watch me, I'm an author, I'm a psychologist, I'm a life coach, I'm an entrepreneur. I am so passionate on matters pertaining to matters. Emotions, things that money cannot buy, that make life worth living. I'm the author of the 3 amazing books: The Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and to Happiness. The edition. But this is the first edition. We have the new edition. The new edition has rings on the kakondo to show you that every time you're serious with the relationship lessons, you get engaged easily, because you're not using only the heart, you are engaging the brain. So we have the Ladies Guide to Fulfilling Relationships and True Happiness. We have the Ladies Guide to Emotional Happiness, dealing with emotions. And we have the Ladies Guide Journal, where you can interact with your own thoughts. So we are happy to announce that now the Ladies Guide is going cross borders, and you can get it to your doorstep wherever you are. I now deal with individuals because I can easily manage them. So the Ladies Guide books now are available in the US. If you're in those areas, they can post it to you. We have an agent there, and I think Margaret can share their contacts on the comment section. We have Juliet Musura. Yeah, she's going to be distributing the books all over. Wherever you are, please. Juliet has an email. You can talk to her through her email, and she can deliver the books to you wherever you are in the USA. We have in the UK, we have Nahia. Nahia contacts with Liao. Juliet, Margaret Havina's takeover. She can post it wherever you are. So there is no any excuse that someone was asking me, Mariam, why don't you put this book in E? We are not yet convinced. Yes, the ebook will come, and the day I'm going to do it, it will be purely free. Because everybody will have to share. These books never stay in somebody's pocket. Whoever buys it, tell me the same story. Mariam nakula katabu, nakati kapumiza yabaka ikabula. Now you can imagine if a book is getting lost like that, and then you make it an E. So it's going to be a whole. So we are not buying that yet, okay? Unless when I have operational procedures. But right now you shall have this book in only hard copy until when we reach the maximum number. We want them in hard copies, and then we shall release it in soft copy. So you can have them in all major bookshops, and above all else, we can deliver to you if you're around Uganda, yeah, and our nearby areas. Okay? So just WhatsApp my number, the books will reach you. Like I say, you will not understand this vision, where we are going, and what we stand for until when you read the mind. Until when you read, okay? When you read these books and you understand the concept of the Ladies Guide, if you don't read and you're simply following, you're missing out details. Okay? Sooner or later you fall off the track and then you miss better things. So let's dive right away into the session of dealing with unrealistic expectations in love. Separating in the diva. Okay? So we are going to look at this in two parts. Twin reasonable expectations is of your mother's so it doesn't know where now. Oyagala or what we are. It was a relationship. Or one relationship you never come baby move. When you want to love between man and woman, you get erotic. But even if you have to be my friend, Juliet, when you lack these qualities, just a friendship, not a romantic affair. So whether it is a romantic affair or a friendship or any kind of association, if it lacks these values and qualities, it can never be a relationship. It suffers and dies. Okay? So, assuming we have these ingredients in place, let's assume you have the respect, mutual respect for each other, you have the reciprocity, you want our nature balanced, and you have real communication. You are emotionally intertwined. Emotions with you. But emotions is very serious. Where does it come from? And you must learn to feel it when it is running away from a relationship. Or you know good is a what? No gamble no same you must feel. It is a superficial communication. I don't know if be intimate at all. Hello? Abamasanyalaze bazze nabadde kugambe obampeera ssente ezo amasanyalaze bagamba nga biri dry nga newunyowuya tali. It is just superficial communication and logistical nga intimate efudde. Yet the intimate and emotional part is where relationships thrive. It is the blood life of a relationship. So most of the time we engage in superficial logistics. Logistics, especially when you're married to them. Which online school are they going to? Be emotional. It is seriously logistical. As in, it is my responsibility. I'm going to do it, but I'm not in it with you emotionally. So you must watch those signs, and then you bring back the relationship to emotions. Or no, emotion. So, a healthy and harmonious relationship should be able to contribute to your happiness. Happiness as an emotion is felt. It is within. It is a spirit. We use a relationship happy. Happiness it's the spirit. We said already that, and I know you know. So any relationship, be it marriage, be it courtship, be it dating, you have on your side. That thing, which is not touched. But touch is you. That's when you feel as if you've been cheated. You feel it's lacking. However, like we said, happiness for your life is your 100% responsibility. Happiness, Gabona Gino Yambamba, so by Jane Yamu, Tolina Jeans Viram, Bona Jeans Viram get up disappointing. One of these will tell you what getting back into Jagram. Those are all possibilities. So it is important to note that happiness is in your life is your 100% responsibility. Not your child, not your mother, not your brother, not your husband, not your. It is you. It shows what it is. Then, whenever we go into relationships with other people, but what that part of companionship. Nekasa pota kalika happiness calling up. Nekavayo bulungi. Kata unomukagatta. Nemukagatta. So tebagenda kakuwanga kwenye tokaina munda. There is no amount. There is no amount of someone giving you happiness who will give you happiness until you find it in you. So relationships are for companionship, support, socially, spiritually, financially, all those are things we can get from a relationship. Encouragement, acceptance, even if you are in a relationship with you, I need to be supported. I don't feel encouraged. I feel not accepted. Yeah? Those are the stories we always have, whoever enters a relationship. So, all these attributes contribute to that happiness. Single sango nakwa encouragement, nakwa support, nakwa companionship, ati nakwa accepting anga body, ubofuli mkwano. Astako bebintu ebina. Then kind of happiness come. It just, we just evoke it. So I need us to really understand that part. Kubanga omulama gw'olunaku lwa leero is okusikamu ebisuubizo mu bantu bye bagenda obutakuwato malenga n'essanyu bye biriddewo ddala. Gambe kale nali manya alinnyamba laba kyankozi. I want us to pull out that. Yeah? When you put it away, relating with others is quite easy. So, the secret to dealing with unrealistic expectations, first of all, is to understand what are the reasonable expectations. We cannot just enter a relationship just like it's gambling. There must be an exchange. What am I benefiting? Why am I in love? Why am I in marriage? The why part. There is that realistic expectations or the reasonable. Relationship. It will go in the dry land. It will become dry up to the desert. In part ways. So whenever we engage in any kind of relationship, we expect some of the qualities to find them there. Mbagambe tuyingira for support, encouragement, acceptance, ebintu ebyo bireeta essanyu. Because happiness never comes by spirit. Next spirit is supported by other things. When you have a partner, taku accepting anga buli ayagala okyuke, olina kwaccompany either to your weight, to wasoma nnyo, kale singa wali mweru. Nga taku accepting nga buli oyogera nnyo, can you talk less? Nga akukyusa totally. You can feel uncomfortable. Nga oli totally present. Remember, we say emotional and intimate communication, JAMBA, in a relationship is to make you be you. But we're in to be you. Nga tulina kyotya omuntu gatotya omweya bululiza noyogera amazima nti bana ekiri bwe kiti sina kyama and you feel free. That is a relationship. Naye olaba ng'otya okwogera oli oswala olaba oli munene. You have to put on a kaleso. I feel funny with my weight. You're not relating. You're not relating. Relating means you have to be free. Okay? So we are going to look at those reasonable expectations today in a relationship. Every relationship must have. Every must have. Lwaki kubanga bweba tobiina ogenda sanga obuzibu tandika kuleetawo unrealistic expectations mu muntu oyo to compensate between ebibuze. And these are very obvious things which I presume everyone knows, only that we don't apply them or we don't give them attention. So we're going to look at these 7 reasonable expectations. You will cry for the rest of your life. Okay? So, 1, I will not stress it enough. We've talked about trust before. We talked about it last week. We talked about it as a topic on its own. Trust as a foundation of a relationship. Honesty, integrity, and trust. That's number 1. If you find somebody you love, don't accept that. I love you, but others, I'm cheating them. They'll cheat you after. And then they'll tell them, it's like a loop. So honesty means, when you find this person who is trustworthy, say content mulove, mulekera we bintu bya appearance. Appearance so appearance tekola. Because it doesn't matter how much someone is handsome, beautiful, exciting, but they are cheats. They are liars. They are dishonest. No matter how much they look good, the feeling in you is going to change. And then that plastic appearance again. So number 1, honesty, integrity, and trust must exist, in a relationship. Now, it doesn't matter whether you are in a love relationship, it doesn't matter whether it is a friendship, it doesn't matter if it is a association, as long as there is no trust. It's not a relationship. Okay, you will stay. You lie yourself, year in, year out, but even at last, the last day in your life, you know, happy with them, it has been hectic. Because being with a liar, you don't settle. You don't know what they're going to do next. You don't know what to expect now. I would presume if you find somebody who is trustworthy, honest, and these are very hard traits to find in someone. Very hard. Not even in the work environment. Okufuna omuntu oyo n'omufuna bwoti. Ne bw'aba tasanira nviiri. Oba ofunye eky'obugagga. Ng'omuntu alina amazima. Nga gw'omanyi nti you just close your eyes and they drive you to the destination and you're sure you're going to reach. You formed a friend. So, to fake your plastic appearances, let us look at reality. If somebody is dishonest and untrustworthy, don't expect them to be trustworthy to you. So let's look at that as one of the expectations of us. In fact, for the first time of you're dealing with another person, establish trust. Trust. I read a book called The Speed of Trust. Smart Trust by Stephen Covey. As I was building the organization, the person who recommended me to read the book, you're going in the world full of dupes, liars, and most of the time you deal with people on a platform of integrity, and they will make you become another person because who to fake. So now remember, the speed of trust. The book is going to teach you how to make sure that you get trust from people, give trust to people, and then also watch where trust is not. So I read the book. What is it? So this is what the book said. Before you deal with anyone in your life, love affairs, employment, friendships, even you working in a place, First, establish trust as key, not even money. Nti enkolagana yo n'ekitongole n'omuntu oba ne gw'ogenda ofuna mu relationship wabenga foundation yamwe yaweesibwa naye obwesigwa obwo buzimba yatugamba mubeera mu process y'okuyitamu waliwo beetalina kuteekamu nga mutandika oli naye nasooka n'ateekamu okay n'atugamba if you don't take care of the way you invest in the early days of a relationship, you can end up trusting what you need yourself. Kubanga human beings are creatures of habit. If they are creatures of habit, it is very easy for someone to be trustworthy to one and not trustworthy to another. If you don't know the rules. So, naiga ntine wemba employing muntu yenna in my life. Whether you're going to do what or what, trust yourself. I first teach you trust before I even invest in you. Anything. And it has worked for me. So trust omuntu agiwa by force. It is not a bond. It is a habit that is instilled. So honesty, integrity, and trust is number one in relationship. You don't have it, don't continue. So because just imagine sharing a bed with someone you trust. Do you know what it means? It is very important. You will get emotional. Happiness. Number two, you must have patience and tolerance. Remember, we are dealing with human beings. Patience and tolerance is a scheme that rises out of understanding that none is perfect. Nobody is perfect. I may be short-tempered, but kind. Somebody may be kind, but mukodo. Those are all possibilities. So tolerance means when you're going to have a relationship with other people, you must be, first of all, very patient with them. And one is fast, another one is slow, someone is talkative, another one is quiet, another one is a fast thinker, another one is a slow thinker. We are different, but everyone has a competence. Okay? Number three, you need to learn that every relationship must have acceptance, appreciation, and encouragement. Bw'oyingira n'oyagala omuntu oba n'owasa omuntu ayina okubanga ayina okusooka okwencouraginga when the tap gets going, because you're going to get waves automatically. Where there is love, there is waves. Two people never wasa nga bwe muyeyagala ogenda kulaba n'ebijambiya babijjayo. Why? You've reached a place of life. Mutuse ku ntikko, that is it. Obanga to say it is the end of life. It's what everyone is looking for. For you having it at the doorstep? No way. So many forces fight lovers. Many forces fight marriages, which are happy. Many forces fight relationships or friendships that are perfect. If you've ever gotten a friend where you are all aligned, you know, wow, this is like my distant cousin. In the moon, there's harmony. You'll face war. So if there is an ingredient of encouragement, no encouraging, we are facing a battle, okay? Yeah, and this is part of love. Eh? Anywhere where there is love, cancel it. Maybe jam kubanga chemuina goal difference. So there are a lot of forces. So if you don't understand that ideology, that there are a lot of forces fighting love, marriage, happy families, you know. That's why you have to be very careful in matters of loving one another. Gwegeza ofuna omuntu nga mweyagala mwekana nga bwe mawulira nga kyowulira kyempulira nti nawe okiwulira nti are you really sure? Awo we wali ensonga ye tumala abateyagala omwalimba munne terina abalwanyisa teri abalwanyisa bali mu bintu byabwe. Nobody even cares, but you get it perfect. You'll see something comes up and they shake you out, you know. And that's why, if at all I've studied love, I've really studied love. What is love? Are they enough? Era bwe wayina gw'oyina bwe mpita oŋŋambe Mariam tula oza tweyagala yakugamba oyo yakwagala nnyo awaliwo obuyimba bambi talina sente naye aleka kwagala alina nnyo naye akugalire just when two people love each other perfectly deeply nga bituufu ddala ddala nga tebirimu anything nga buli mwagamba there are three things that can happen. One, if the Bijambia don't come out, where people disorganize you, forces. Two, problems arise. Money can disappear from the home. Someone can lose a job. Easily. Either someone becomes barren. Love one. Love. Something comes up to make pain equal to that, to the sweetness. Number three, where there is others, now rises death. Do you see how hard that thing is? People are saying true love, but let me tell you something. The day you fall in love, the right are true, get it balanced, you must face those three things. And that's where many lovers who are at the bliss of life one dies. And then someone, you see, they have reached the end of life. I've said it. So what is the solution? When you face the words of love, especially in marriage, in family, in friendship, Mwembi, we don't bang enough now the waivers come. The waivers come, and then you find a way of dealing with it through encouragement. Something is going on. Now, what you mean yes, you must know that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But if you've ever seen love at equality, that's what happens. So appreciation, and encouragement must be part of the individual relationship. Those are expectations which are reasonable. Honey, are we honest and individual or we must to popular? And there are 7. Very few. You make it in a notice board. In this form, there is honest and integrity. So someone just reads like, These are the things that drive life. Happy families. And families which stand on this truth. They stand. Dishonesty, patience, encouraging and the love gets destroyed. So, number 4, there must be presence and priority. Presence indicates the day you say, I do, I love you, and I mean it. Please. Presence. You must be present. Physically, in body, emotionally, and spiritually. Nabagamba, when someone falls in love, you start a spiritual journey. Abantu kati oba ogenda tandika spiritual journey naye nga toli present emotionally tokiriimu physically woli naye nga emotionally toyingirayo tulekerawo kweyimba. That is not a relationship. So most of us are in associations. Muli mu associatinga, but there is no relationship. Until when a relationship gets on a spiritual level, don't joke with emotional connection. Even mere animals, if you keep animals at home, you the owner of the animal, you can connect it spiritually. It's not a human being. And you can even tell. You can tell. One day, one of my hens flies over the fence. So me, I'm one with my environment. So in the morning, I had a hokonge exactly with like it. I know how it cries because the children were this way, and the children were crying, maybe alerting that our mother is not around. Nobody knew. And I was hearing the hen also crying, and I was like, I hear where is this hen? The hen and me are one. Now, it knows me and I know it. Because it had children. And I love them. Yeah? They're like pets. So, it was very early morning. Let me take time to go and look around. Because it was walking around the fence. So, maybe because it was feeding its children crying. So, if animals understand the spiritual sense, what about us who are in love? You can continue a relationship on the spiritual level. Don't look at it on the physical level until we are sleeping. No. It's on the spiritual level. Which means if you take a spiritual journey, somebody must be present emotionally to feel each other. Okay? So presence, priority is key. Your priority in life is your marriage. Number one. Other things follow, not even your job. Why? Because even if you stay with your job and you lose your marriage, you may lose that emotional part of your life. If you lose your relationship and you succeed in your job, it may make you feel empty. That even the job will make no sense. So you need to prioritize your loved ones. It's very important. What kind of money can't buy? That feeling which I can't explain. Okay? That emotional part. Because you don't know how I felt happy with it. Hen was back then. Oh, I was so happy in Bambi. How can I get back home? And it was lost. You know? So, number 5, in a relationship, expect flexibility and freedom. When two people marry, love each other, freedom must stay. Don't make somebody your prisoner. And don't make them your prisoner. Because if you lose your individuality, in a relationship, not only your interest zone, the studies is so. Not a so. Not a original. Not a duplicate. You pretend to love football, yet you don't even understand it. You like yourself. Everybody must keep their personal interests to become an original. That is the freedom. And every partner must allow another to experience that freedom of me. I love reading. You can't take it away from me. I love reading. I love cooking. I even go to those. I can go to YouTube and I learn something how to cook it. Get what? Put what? Put black pepper. Yeah? It is my interest. So if you come to change me, I don't even allow a mate to cook for me. It's very hard. I don't allow it unless when I'm out there. Why? Because we have learned that even that cooking part, it gives me some energy, that happiness, that afterwards I'm happy. You know, I can't explain it. So that is the original part. Find out what you love before another person finds out you, and be an original. You know what? I love football. I love netball. I love fashion. Keep that. Don't lose your individuality when you're relating. Because when you lose it and you become a duplicate of someone, when the relationship doesn't work, God forbid, you'll feel even more lost. That's why most of the relationship which end, people say, I'm lost. I'm lost because you died with another person. Keep your individuality, but be flexible where someone is introducing to an idea. Have you tried going to the world and then watching? You can experience. If you don't love it, then you brush it off. If you say, oh, I've loved it, you can join the group. But be an original. Have that freedom of not losing yourself in another person, no matter how much married you are. Why? Because the day any change comes, you'll be disappointed. Because you've lost your individuality. Like I said, two people come together in love, but each of you is an individual. What I love, he doesn't love. What he loves, I don't love. We have our shared points, but there is some difference somewhere. Maintain that freedom. So, one of the qualities is, please, be flexible in a relationship and maintain that freedom. Freedom doesn't mean okay? Maintain that. You lose happiness. Number 6, kindness and affection. Kindness, loyalty, affection, those are things money cannot buy. A kind heart is very sweet. Most people lose relationship, especially if you find yourself being single for a long time. You need to adjust the kindness part. You see, when somebody is kind, omuntu ow'ekisa mwangu wa kwagala buli omu aba amwetaaga. Why? Because people are getting something from them. The kindness is a very, very expensive trait. Very expensive. If somebody is kind, omuntu ow'ekisa ne trust oyangwa mangu gyemuwa. Oyangwa mangu naawe okulaba nti omuyingiramu oget interested in. Who are they? Akoze kindness. Okay? Omuntu wabeera n'omutima omubi ettima nga talina kindness at all. One, people find it hard to love them. Two, they find it hard to trust them. People start thinking you're mean. I mean, too many mean people. Gagamba, I love you, I love you. But you mean? No, gamba love, mean, ndeka. Ayogeza bigambo. Nawe gamba I love you. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Gatokkiriza nga kunja kuwagala. Kubanga tali kind. Kindness and love move together. You can't say I love you when you're not kind. They move together. Kati ulina gamba bigambo. I love you. Nenga kindness to you. Kindness tell you. Olwala tafaayo. Omwana alwala tebimukwata ayina gyagamba nti that is it. Are you okay? Are you okay? Kindness is a trait every relationship needs. Just like that, when somebody falls in love with you, they become humbled. They become humbled. Why? Because abamaze okwesiga spiritually and physically and socially and emotionally. Kakati olaba ne ka kindness kamwe kavaayo. And I wonder why, and I'm always wondering why. Why are people who are married to others unkind to them? This is the person who knows you. They really you. Without a mask. This is a person who stays with you. And who prepares you to go outside there and to shine. Nobody abakula bewe or shining gira ku muntu. Services are what? Why are people unkind to the one who is doing the work? That's where the work goes wrong. You know? Ono yakulabirira enkato yazikuba ate kindness onjigabeewala. So most of the things we need to just write them on the wall. Print these things 7 is ewaka wange gyebiri. Honesty, patience. Mama wange yakola akantu akachika. This thing obukede. Akana kasajja kabira mu katundu bakaita batya entanda ya leero amuchi. I have forgotten that kind of thing akabira mu bukede akajja katundu. Akakapokere kindenga kisesa. Yakateka ku lafte kalu yagamba mukyala tula tukole wafuna wasamulala. So every time my dad passes ngakachulya kwatina akaprinting bakaita entanda ya leero oba entanda ya leero that kind of thing bukede yakateka wali part mukyala tula tukole wafuna wasamulala. Entanda ya leero kati nawe kuno printing. These people need to be reminded. We need to be reminded. These things we know them, but they're not happening because we're printing. The values of a happy family, honesty and trust, patience and tolerance, appreciation and yes, it is a journey. Never gambia nti omuyaga guyinza okufacinga marriage or relationship. You forget all the good and you look at this muyaga as a point. Try to be printing, these are the discussions which make emotional connection. Because when you become somebody's partner, you become their musomesa. Most of the things we need to teach other people, they don't know these things. You know, kindness must be taught even to the children. Omwana naba kutonga mukodo. Contain emitwalya yekka. Oyo mwana manyi the future mfu. Nibwatuke no wagulu kama kwa takake bwati. Bunchi buchimu beba kwe oboyo obukadde beba tebagaba omwana okubaze walire no wagulu. Because you don't talk them kindness. Kindness is taught when someone is still young. nti bwatuka program emmere it is easy bukimu kimwanguira because bakiba it is the parents to do that ingredient of kindness with the children. So omwana omuyigiriza obukodo buli kamu kake agenda kugenda wagulu maama nga chipu yamuyingira wano bukodo. So ne wawasa omukazi okodomugoba afanya I love you so much honey kawale kyakateka wansi wa carpet I love you so much honey basula njala tebabafaako you see somebody who is unkind talina kyafuna basula njala agenda mugamba I love you ngomukazi akola bwati mugabe ki I love you gasipyaliko omukazi ngawakana. So lwaki omuntu ayogera ebigambo ebingi ennyo I love you because tebategera the ingredient called kindness and affection. Affection cannot grow where kindness is not. It can't. So lastly, we talk about forgiveness. That is a full topic we shall cover. Forgiveness as a quality which must be expected in every relationship is very, very, very important. Why? Because we always err, we have mistakes. We make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Mistake. Gastani amwamba. Nagamba I'm sorry. You know, mistakes are there. Forgiveness is the most important part, and we shall cover it as a topic. How we forgive? It is hard, very hard. Very hard because what you do not have memory. Every relationship which lacks forgiveness, after it becomes unhealthy. All the time, saying sorry, I'm sorry, please forgive. It's gone. It's gone. So, forgiveness will help us to build tolerance, patience, endurance. People yamba obugumikiza nabagambye omuyaga guli okujja ne kusanga bamweyagala bw'oba tolina patience and tolerance ogamba wano sijja kubeera ukagende wabire nfuna omubi atanyumya mulo vumba n'omubi ng'azaala you start those consoling stories. Love is war, okay? And we work for it. So forgiveness should be one of the things you should embrace and expect in a relationship. It's not an easy word to mention. Okay? So forgiveness helps a relationship to be free from conflict and be full of compassion. I'm sorry. Please take it up. It's not an easy word to mention because it strangles the ego of the person. Okay? So learn to ask for forgiveness, especially if you want a longer marriage. Forgiveness is key. There's a lot of errors here, mistakes here and there. That patience can only be built by having a patient kind of attitude and having that forgiveness. So in summary, as we are summarizing these 7 reasonable expectations of relationship, please note, for any relationship to be healthy, healthy marriage, healthy partner, healthy friendship, healthy anything, you must have those 7. It is simply not a relationship. If one starts lacking, emotional happiness. So if we could have these things on the back of our mind in dealing with other partners, we should understand that it is the only way somebody can relate with another easily. Life is a process. Learning how to relate with others is also a process. It's a process. We should enjoy it. Up when everything gets on, equilibrium. No gambo yo mumanyi agenda katukogera bwati. Ng'omusomyenga bw'osoma chat. And then life gets up. Tuleni bati kyanywa mafuta.
asite otuukako eyo level amafuta ng'ennyonyi erekerawo esalako obusazi kubanga kati eriku etambulira ku maanyi geeru omuntu omutegedde. So learning somebody is a process, and these are things you need to learn. You need to always remind somebody, if you're to save a relationship and to keep it in harmony, your partners nabagambye omukyalo oli wa mango she's such a stubborn woman. Ye akola bwati yakapulitika wali nga mugabo waayo bw'ofuna towasa mulala mukyala tula tukole bw'afuna awasa mulala you have to be innovative. Most of us in relationships need to be told. These things, we know them. We simply take them for granted because we are lost in the midst of work, life, career, needs, and we forget the important and simple things. So you need to grow, learn, make mistakes, figure out, forgive, let go. That is life. That is life. So how many wobo jagala okukolagana okutabagana bino bino make mistakes, learn, forgive, tolerance, it is part of life. It is part of life. So it's all a process. If you understand those 7 and you intermingle them, nozi soma nozi tegeranga bwenzigambye nozi applying anoga katonda netaaga tolerance nabagambye loving another person is one of the most difficult parts. You get knockouts. Nfunye omukisa ogw'experiencing ebintu byonna bye mbagamba. Siogera nti mbisoma busomya. I've been loved and I've loved and I can now I told you I'll give you my stories when I'm 67, because when I'm 67 I don't even care who knows, who doesn't, who would laugh. I don't even care. I've lived my purpose. And yet I tell you, when 2 people are in love, when people are in perfect friendships, they face more wars than any other kind of relationship. So if you are interested in any harmonic relationship, these are the qualities. And those are the reasonable expectations. Trust kizimbe, honesty kizimbe. Togezanga plan tewobera obulimba. Omuntu gweyagala sitonlimba bwoti. Olino n'ekintu. Asitayegeramu bwati. Kyononese. Protect relationships. And when you do that, my dear friends, harmony will be your take. Harmony will be your take. I've enjoyed harmony. Ndabagamba mu bisi na kabiyo. Iroli walera kabiyo bwati. Asura banga sikyayogera manya. Oli mu kabiyo. Harmony is what I take. This reminds me of my friend Yasan Sisa. Yawada employing Gomukozi. Mariam, we need to be in harmony. Now, that person doesn't speak my language. I don't understand. I have to be in harmony. Remember, she has now understood that harmony is not only in love, even in employment. If you have a worker you're not in harmony, don't even wait. If you're doing anything and somebody is not in harmony, you don't continue. Harmony is number 1. Harmony okutabagana. Tebugenda kutabagana bulungi nga tayogera lumirwa, sogera lumirwa, sikutegera, tontegera, biri awo, anikiriya, tuzibirize, tugende, simanyi endaga. That's not how harmony is built. So neyagambya, Mariam, omukozi twalusize harmony, namugamba genda. Sigenda kusobola. Njogera ayogera, asitula harmony ng'ebuze bannange. Harmony can do everything. Harmony is the foundation. Harmony is the building block of happiness, relationships, anything to be successful in life. It must be harmonious. Lack of harmony, network teriko, camera tezikola, light teziriko, you can't have this show. How about us who are related? In summary, any healthy relationship should be able to offer the following. We have already covered. And there are 7 reasonable, we call them reasonable. Which is only what I'm trusting. Togama, you're expecting too much from me. Those are reasonable expectations. I need them to thrive healthy in this partnership. We don't have trust, please, we cannot go anywhere. We can't. We can't. John only say, it doesn't matter how much you seek after Zigo, it has gone. So me, I use that as my yardstick to measure how I relate with other people. You come to work with me, you're not in harmony with me, and you expect results. Impossible. Impossible. So harmony should be your number one. Number one in anything. Don't look at looks. It is the paper. Papers, they say I have to document says. But I have a PhDs, I have what, I've studied what, be the best. Okay, thank you so much, but we are not in harmony. I don't like that. Be intelligent, I don't need it. Are we in harmony? Harmony, you. I will accept your mistakes. That's how relationships appear. So, the following are the reasonable expectations which you have understood today. Today you've understood honesty, integrity, and trust are number one. Don't look at looks. Don't look at documents. Don't look at somebody's material possessions. That does not make a perfect, healthy relationship. Number two, acceptance, tolerance, and patience. You must be tolerant. You must accept somebody as they are. Somebody should take you as you are. Don't dupe yourself. Be you. Somebody must love you for who you are. If you're fat, if you're slim, if you figure 9, be that. Try working on it, but someone should love who you are. Not you how you look. Yep, it is. Don't you fake yourself for another person. Number 3, appreciation and encouragement. Any relationship must offer you encouragement. They must encourage you and appreciate. When there is encouragement, I can stand long in a problem. To the time we get ready. Encouragement. That's why in Bagament, even if you're in love, in a relationship, in a business, come, let's talk. This is what we believe in this organization. That's what I mean. Why? They're out of harmony with your values. Number 4, you must be present physically and most importantly emotionally in a relationship. Lack of emotional presence, okay? You must be present emotionally and physically, and most importantly, take your relationship as a priority. That's where we live for long. That is the point. So take your marriage as holy. Don't take it for granted. Don't even allow anything to come to play. It is holy. Because that's where you're going to rest from. It is your domestic arrangement. If a relationship is long term, it is your domestic arrangement. Don't take it for granted. And define everything in truth. Who are you? If you're in a long-term relationship, are you married? If you're not, because it's not ending a lie. So if it is marriage, please let it be legal. Not just words. Flexibility and freedom, that's number 5. Maintain your freedom by being an original. Have personal interests, have individualities which define you different from the other person. Partnership. Okay? When you have your freedom to be you, you will enjoy yourself. You will not lose you because what look about it, you have the same set of friends, you have the same places be very careful. Mention entanglements which make you lose who you are. And never ever mention that word, I feel lost. You feel lost because you entangled yourself into something and you lost your interests. Be original. That is what defines you individually and uniquely. Kindness and affection, I will not stress it more. Kindness is the beginning of affection. Be kind and allow somebody to be kind. Remind them always and teach your children kindness. Kindness will be a okay? Kindness can keep a relationship even in tough times. Somebody will be kind. Not take into consideration to one again. yagamba yali ayikawoko okukula nagamba kalabira abaana baffe n'afuna ku kisa kindness eweerakenga relationships suffer. And lastly we have forgiveness. Forgiveness, I've told you, we shall cover it as a full topic in the nearby future. And please always remember 100% responsibility over your life. It is you to own your own happiness. Okay? And nobody else. Relationships just reinforce that happiness, but they find it with you. You are your own best companion, you are your own best support and encouragement. Believe you'll never forget it. We not so happy. What on Navis in Bamu, ching it up some movies for you. Tis when you get me Mubanja, you're going to be. And then you to be, and then you will clash. So if you can't give yourself what you expect from another person, how can they give it to you? Okay? So you're not to be okay if you just with yourself. So love, support, all that, encouragement, you're not so going anywhere with the woman. But you're going to be in a relationship. Or what you get, it is an equal partnership. It is hard, by the way, it's hard. When it comes to associate with another person, it is the most. Why you always a nyao, you know? Because there is a good young Now, tax will say, oh, oh, yeah, another part of it. So, all those are the only ways a relationship gets into harmony. Expectations isn't enough. In summary, is what makes a relationship very harmonious. So join us next week again when we are covering dangerous expectations. We are going to talk about those expectations, which are dangerous, and how to stop them. Knowing your relationship, what? Expectation. No matter I'm very disappointed. For what? You're the one who created the expectation in your head. So, dangerous expectations in relationship, we shall deal with them, I think, next week, inshallah. Remember that they lead to frustration, resentment, that is frustration and disappointing. So when the impossible is expected in a relationship, the relationship itself becomes impossible. Even if you expect anything from somebody which they cannot give you, the relationship has died. So join us next week, 5 p.m. East African time, when we talk about those dangerous expectations in marriage, in relationship. I thought. We shall cover them next week. Please join us. Once again, Mariam, I'm the ladies' guide. Emotional happiness is my passion. We are always live every Friday at 5 p.m. If it's your very first time on this channel, on this Facebook page, please follow and subscribe for more useful videos in the future. I promise you shall never be disappointed. If you follow us for quite a while, you will grow emotionally, physically, spiritually, you become aligned. And then harmony will be part of your life. Thank you so much and see you again next week. Thank you so much. The speech goes and I'm not around. Now I'm back. So let's meet next week when we're dealing with the dangerous expectations in relationship, in marriages. See you again next week and love you. Bye-bye.